Imagine living as a Muslim in a country where the majority of the population is not Muslim. How do they preserve their faith, culture, and identity amid the currents of modernization and the shadows of a difficult past? In Cambodia, Islam is not just about being a minority, it is about resilience, tolerance, and hope. This video will take you to a side of Cambodia that is rarely discussed. Islam is a minority religion in Cambodia, with a small percentage of followers compared to the Buddhist majority. Based on the latest census data, the percentage of Muslims in Cambodia is estimated to be around 2 to 3% of the total population, making the Muslim community a small part of Cambodian society as a whole. Most Muslims in the country come from the Cham ethnic group, which has deep historical roots dating back to the Kingdom of Kampa before the 15th century, and they are settled along the Mekong River as well as in various regions such as Kampong Cham, Kampong Chnang, Kandal, Tbaung Khmum, and Phnom Penh. After the era of the Khmer Rouge regime, which once oppressed and banned religious practices including Islam, Muslims in Cambodia began to experience a revival following the collapse of the regime. The current Cambodian government officially recognizes the right to freedom of religion and treats the Muslim community equally with other religious groups, while also supporting interfaith dialogue to strengthen social harmony. The government even regularly holds communal iftar events during the month of Ramadan as a form of support for Muslims. Within the Cambodian Muslim community itself, there are diverse practices and schools of thought. The majority of Muslims follow Sunni Islam of the Shafi'i school, but there are also traditional Cham groups such as Kan Imam San that maintain their ancient practices, although their numbers are declining as many young people shift to mainstream Sunni Islam, which receives support from the international Muslim community. This shift is also influenced by foreign assistance such as educational scholarships and mosque construction from countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, Kuwait, and Qatar. The development of Islam in Cambodia is also evident in social and economic aspects. The government has now implemented policies that facilitate the needs of Muslims, such as halal certification for food and beverages and the recognition of attire such as the hijab, allowing Muslims to participate more fully in public spaces without discrimination. This trend reflects the state's efforts to accommodate the needs of the Muslim community while also opening opportunities for the growth of Muslim community-based economic sectors, including halal tourism, which has begun to be developed. Overall, the current development of Islam in Cambodia reflects steady growth despite its status as a minority, respect for religious freedom, increased involvement in social and economic life, and internal dynamics within the Muslim community that continue to adapt in a modern context. The roles of education, international assistance, and interfaith dialogue are important parts of this process and contribute to strengthening the position of Muslims in Cambodia within a predominantly Buddhist society. Beyond historical aspects and government policies, the development of Islam and the Muslim community in Cambodia today is also strongly influenced by the education sector and the role of the younger generation. Over the past 2 decades, the number of Islamic educational institutions such as madrasas, Islamic primary schools, and Quranic learning centers has increased quite significantly, especially in areas with high concentrations of Muslims. These institutions not only provide religious education but also integrate general subjects, enabling young Muslims to compete in the modern world without losing their Islamic identity. Many young Cambodian Muslims have also gained opportunities to pursue higher education abroad through scholarships from Muslim-majority countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt. After completing their studies, some of them return to Cambodia and serve as religious scholars, teachers, social activists, and community leaders. Their contributions are crucial in promoting a broader, more moderate understanding of Islam that aligns with Cambodia's multicultural society. In the socio-cultural sphere, Muslims in Cambodia are increasingly expressing their presence openly and positively. Islamic holidays such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha can now be celebrated freely and joyfully, often involving surrounding communities, including non-Muslim residents. These traditions not only strengthen internal solidarity among Muslims but also serve as a means of fostering interfaith relations. A high level of tolerance between Muslims and Buddhists has become a distinctive feature of social life in many regions of Cambodia. Technological and media developments have also had a major impact on the Muslim community. Islamic outreach is no longer conducted solely through traditional means in mosques and prayer halls, but also through social media, online videos, and other digital platforms. This has broadened access to Islamic knowledge, especially for younger generations living in the digital era. The content of Islamic outreach tends to emphasize values of peace, tolerance, and social ethics, presenting Islam as a religion that is friendly and relevant to contemporary challenges. Nevertheless, the Muslim community in Cambodia continues to face various challenges. Poverty levels in some Muslim areas remain relatively high, access to education in remote regions is still uneven, and limited employment opportunities remain a real concern. In addition, as a minority group, Muslims must continuously maintain a balance between preserving their religious identity and adapting to the predominantly Buddhist local culture. These challenges highlight the need for sustained cooperation between the government, religious organizations, and international institutions. Looking ahead, the prospects for the development of Islam and Muslims in Cambodia are quite promising. Government support for religious freedom, improving educational quality, societal openness, and active youth participation constitute important assets for the advancement of the Muslim community. Islam in Cambodia is expected to continue developing peacefully as part of the nation's mosaic of diversity, playing an active role in building a harmonious, tolerant, and socially just society. In the political and governmental context, Muslims in Cambodia today are beginning to gain broader space for participation. A number of Muslim figures now hold important positions at both local and national levels, such as members of parliament, ministry officials, and special government advisors on Islamic affairs. The presence of these figures serves as a bridge between the government and the Muslim community, particularly in voicing community needs related to education, the development of religious infrastructure, and social welfare. This development indicates that Muslims in Cambodia are no longer on the political margins, but are increasingly becoming part of the nation-building process. The growth of mosques is also an important indicator of the current condition of Islam in Cambodia. The number of mosques and prayer halls continues to increase, supported both by local community initiatives and assistance from international Islamic organizations. Mosques function not only as places of worship, but also as centers for social activities, education, and community consultation. In many Muslim villages, the mosque serves as the heart of community life, strengthening solidarity and Islamic identity within a predominantly non-Muslim environment. In the economic sphere, Cambodian Muslims are beginning to demonstrate greater self-reliance. Many are engaged in agriculture, fisheries, small-scale trade, and family-run businesses. In recent years, a new generation of young Muslim entrepreneurs has emerged, taking advantage of opportunities in the digital economy, cross-border trade, and the halal industry. Halal food products, Muslim-owned restaurants, and community-based Islamic services are growing, especially in major cities and tourist areas. These developments not only improve the living standards of Muslims but also introduce the concept of the halal economy to the wider society. Islamic cultural identity in Cambodia also remains well-preserved and continues to develop. The Cham Muslim community maintains its language, traditional clothing, and customs, which are intertwined with Islamic values. Marriage traditions, religious ceremonies, and local cultural arts form distinctive characteristics of Cambodian Islam that set it apart from other Muslim communities in Southeast Asia. This uniqueness makes Islam in Cambodia an important part of the national cultural heritage and has increasingly attracted attention in academic studies and cultural tourism. Nevertheless, global challenges such as modernization, external cultural influences, and concerns over extremism also require serious attention. The Cambodian government, together with Muslim leaders, actively promotes a moderate understanding of Islam and firmly rejects violence and radicalism. Interfaith dialogue programs, tolerance education, and cooperation with neighboring countries continue to be strengthened in order to maintain national stability and peace. Overall, the current condition of Islam and Muslims in Cambodia points toward a positive trajectory. Despite being a minority, Muslims are able to preserve their identity, adapt to the changing times, and contribute across various fields of life. Islam in Cambodia is developing as a peaceful, inclusive religion that is in harmony with national values, while remaining an inseparable part of the country's social and cultural diversity. That was a glimpse into the life and development of Muslims in Cambodia today. Even though some of the photos and videos you see were not taken on location, we hope they still help you imagine their real stories. If you feel inspired by this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content.